In this video, we are going to have a look at logging mechanism in pygeoapi. Logging plays vital role in order to find out errors during development or even during production and then fix it afterwards. Since pygeoapi is based on Python, all the logging levels available by Python can be used in pygeoapi such as debug, info, warning, error, critical, etc. To begin with, we will simply try to load the debug logging in the local file. So I will simply write it as debug and I will uncomment this line and give the path where I want to store my log file. Since I want to store it in the local directory known as logs, I will simply create this directory and I will give that path. Now once this is done, I can start my terminal one more time and simply do pygeoapi generate OpenAPI spec document command. Once my command is executed successfully, then I can go ahead and do pygeoapi serve. Now you will see that we have this new file pygeoapi.log, which essentially is logging all the debug related information. And if we now head over to our pygeoapi application, for me it is running on localhost 5001. You will see that if I go to any collections, the logs will get added in this pygeoapi.log file. As you can see, the last one is collections OBS, and now we can also get inside the browse and look for specific item, and according to that logs are added. So this is how we can create an endless log file, but most of the times this is not what the behavior we want. We want to separate these logs file based on different things. It can be either based on the time or it can be based on the size of that log file. Both of these configurations are possible. You can simply head over to the docs.pygeoapi and look for configuration and logging. Here you will see both of the options available, which are time and size. So I will simply copy this for now and we will have a look at it. I will paste it over here, and now let's first have a look at the time example, which means we can bifurcate the log files based on time. For the sake of video, I will be creating a new file every 10 seconds. We don't need to use max bytes and backup count because we are separating the files based on the time. So I will simply comment this and I will restart my application one more time. And now if we head back to our pygeoapi instance and if I hit 2 items and try to do any random things, you will see that now we have another pygeoapi log file with the date and the time. And this is where all the data is stored for the next 10 seconds. That means now if I go back to pygeoapi instance and try to execute something else, and now if I go back to my VS Code, you will see another file available over here. So each file will only contain data of 10 seconds. This is how you can set the configuration based on time. Second is size. Now this is where max bytes and backup count comes into the picture. So I can simply comment this and uncomment this, and here we can give how much bytes we want to store per file. Let's start with 20,000 bytes, which is 20 KB, and we want maximum 5 backup counts. Now I will simply remove all of these log files so that we can have a fresh logs files coming up, and I will restart my application. Now if I try to look at items or observations or check out landing page information, all of this will be mentioned in log file with the name such as 1, 2, 3, and each of these files will be of size 20 KB. If I go to reveal in Finder, you will see that the size is 20 KB. And now if we try to do more things with it, such as open items as HTML, go to this particular item, go back to collection, check out another collection, check out another items. Now if I go back to my VS Code, you will see that maximum we will have 5 files only. That means in order to create the 6th file, the first file will be replaced and new data will be added on that file. For example, here you will see that our 5th file has information from 14th 46:28, that means 2:46 p.m. and 28 seconds, while the first one has 14:46:34, that means the previous data in this file is been replaced with this new data. And since we have kept backup count as 5, only 5 files will be available at all times. So this is how we can set up logging for different levels at different location and based on different modes. Thank you.